All right, I am going to show you how to complete typography worksheet number 2. So we're going to go ahead and click on this one. Go ahead and click on the download arrow. If you don't see the download arrow, you're going to click on the 3 dots, hit open in new window, and then you should then see the download option. I'm going to go to Adobe Illustrator, and I'm going to go ahead and I believe when you download it, it's going to be named Type Tool Updated. Okay, so you're going to go ahead and hit open, and this is what it should look like. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and zoom in and we're going to go through each one of these options. Today we're going to be using the type tools right here. So if you click and hold open the letter T, you're going to be going through each one of these, okay? And you're going to be using your pen tool and your shape tool, okay? So the first one we're going to do, it says type on an open path. So an open path would be as if you were drawing a line with your pen, something that doesn't end, okay? So an open path. So when I get to the end, I'm going to hit escape to end my path or to stop that little tail. So hit escape on the keyboard. All right, so I can go to my type tool now, and I'm going to use type on a path. Anytime I want my line or my text to go on a line, either a closed path or an open path, I need to use that type on a path tool. So when I get here, I'm going to click on my text, and if I get this pop-up, that means I'm not exactly on my line. So you want to make sure you're on your line, and then you shouldn't get that message. All right, so I'm just going to go ahead and just start typing. Go ahead and type your first and last name on this line. If you want to change your font, you can do that up here. You can either do it before you start typing or after you start typing. That's completely up to you. You can change your text size right here. Okay, if you don't have your option bar on, make sure you're going to Window and turning on, or Control bar, sorry, click on Control, and then it'll turn on your control bar. So just type your name a couple times on that path. And there you go. So now we're going to go to the next one. So I'm going to go back to my selection tool. I'm going to move over. Actually, let's go right here. Type on a closed path. All right, so a closed path would be like a circle or a rectangle or a shape that's actually closed, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and draw out a circle. Doesn't matter what color. What's going to happen is after you draw out using your type on a path tool, I'm going to put my cursor on there, it's going to remove that color, okay? And the only thing you're going to be able to see is the outline of, well, I guess your text that is on that invisible line now, okay? This is how you create badge logos and get logos that have that text around it, okay? This is the most commonly used text type on a path tool we're going to be using. All right, so it says flipped close text close path. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to do what we just did in number 2. So I'm going to draw a circle. I'm going to go to my type on a path tool again, and I'm only going to type it one time. Actually, let's type it twice. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to flip this text, put it from the top to the bottom, but make sure it's readable. I'm going to change my text a little bit so you can read it a little bit better. Let's get rid of this. All right. And so I have some options here. So what I can do is you've got these little handles here, okay? So if you put your cursor right in the right spot, sometimes it's kind of finicky. You want to get that arrow, okay? You see that arrow with the line underneath it? What you can do is move this around your circle, okay? That's one way to do it. Another way to do it would be to go to your type on a path options right here. And when you get here, this is the one that I use most commonly. I'm going to click on the preview button, and I'm just going to hit the flip. What that does, it flips it from the top to the bottom. Okay, sometimes your type on a path is really finicky, and the best way to correct it is by using the correct tools, okay, rather than fighting with getting it right. Go ahead and mess around with the align to path, and you're going to see that it's going to drop it. The ascender is below the line that your text sits on. The descender is the line that your text above the line that your text sits on, and center centers it on the line that your text sits on. Okay, we're going to talk about that in a while, about the ascender, descender, and center. And then I'm going to hit OK. So just pick one of those and then hit OK. And then again, I'm going to kind of center this. Yes, you could rotate your circle, but it's easier when you do it this way. Okay, it's the proper way to do it. All right, let's go back up to the top. Vertical type. So you're going to click and hold on your text tool, click on the vertical type tool, and you're going to see what's going to happen is you're going to type from left to right. Okay, so when I start typing, or from right to left, I'm sorry, it's going to go from this way to this way. So just be aware of that when you're using this tool. Okay. Number 5, vertical type on a path. Again, hold on the type tool and go vertical area type. But first we have to draw out a line, right? So we're going to go ahead and draw a line, get to the end. I'm going to hit escape to close my little tail. Go back to my type tool, go to vertical type tool, and I'm going to click. I don't know how this is going to work because my line was kind of weird, so I might need to do that one again. So I'm going to click on it and just hit delete and try that line again. So try not to like make them loopy because it'll make it difficult for your text to be able to type on there. Let's see, why am I not typing? Hit OK, go back. Sometimes you got to do it more than once. That's okay. Let's try this one more time. Hit escape, go to my vertical area type. Oh, it's right here. I don't know why it's starting right there. So what I'm going to have to do is, let's see. I was actually on the wrong type tool. That is my fault. So make sure you're on the right type tool. I was trying to go to the vertical area type. I need the vertical type tool. Okay, sorry about that. All right, so I'm going to click on that line and I'm just going to start typing, and you can see that it's just going to type kind of sideways. Okay, so if the line was going this way, that's the way my text would go. Okay, so if you type and you run out of room on your line, please note that you're not going to be able to type anymore. What's going to happen is you're going to get, you're going to get this little tiny plus right here. It's really hard to see on here, but there's a plus right here, and that tells you that you have additional text that is outside the line. So you either need to extend your line or you need to get rid of some text. So if that happens and your text actually disappears, which sometimes it does happen, just go back to your type tool and hit the delete or backspace arrow, and it'll kind of squish your text back on there. Okay. All right, the next one is type on a star. So you're going to just draw out a star using your shape tool and use your type tool. Go ahead and go type on a path and just type out your name on that star. Okay. All right, number 7, area type tool. So you're going to draw out an oddly shaped closed path. Okay, so we're going to just draw out a shape and go to where we started to close our path. Okay, no tail, that means my path is closed. And now I'm going to go to my type tool and go area type tool. What I'm going to do is put my cursor right here, just click inside the box, and it should type out your text. Okay. Number 9, vertical area type tool. So you're going to do the same thing. Just draw out a shape. Go to my vertical area type. This is that one I was trying to use before. You might need to, let's see, there you go. Click on, the line in order for it to appear, okay? The next one is type an area type octagon. So I'm gonna click on my polygon tool and I'm gonna double click and I'm gonna type in the number 8 and I'm gonna hit okay. That's gonna give me a octagon. I'm gonna go to my area type tool. So I'm going to go to my area type tool right here. Area type just fills in the shape with your text. Okay, sometimes it works, sometimes it looks weird, but just so you know how to use them. All right, the next one is area type tool. I thought I just did this. What happened to all my type? Why did it all disappear? I don't know why my type just disappeared, but it was there. Okay, number 10 is a new feature. So this is the touch type tool. So what I'm going to do is go to my regular type tool and I'm going to type out my name. And then what I'm going to do is come back in and go to my touch type. So this is kind of like when you were in your character panel and you were able to adjust the baseline of your text. Okay, so we have a baseline, ascender, descender. Okay, so the baseline is what your text sits on, and we're just going to move it up and down. Okay, the next one is the touch type and a path. So I'm going to just draw out a circle and go to my text tool, go to my type on a path, remember, because I want to draw on the line. And then I'm going to go to my area touch type and just kind of move them around just a little bit. So with this one, you can't go the letter after, you can't go beyond the letter before it. Okay, you can go like under it and on top of it, but you can't go beyond where it started. That makes sense. You can try, but I don't think it's going to work. All right. And then the last one says type your name with one of your favorite text tools. Go ahead and pick one of the tools that we just went over and type your name. You can do a couple of them if you want. I like the type on a path tool in a circle because honestly, that is the one that I use most often as a graphic designer when I'm creating logos. Okay, and t-shirts too. Like a lot of t-shirts have this feature when you're making designs, so it's good to practice that one. So typing on a path. Okay, when you're done, you're going to go ahead and save this. So go to File, Save As, put it in your Google Drive. In My Drive, locate your graphics project folder. Make sure you're renaming this to your first initial, last name, underscore, type, worksheet number 2, and then go ahead and hit save. Okay, and then you're going to turn it into Google Classroom under the assignment.